early on when we first started the Med Gym, I went through a health and wellness coaching certification as well, and I kind of got my foot in the water of like, what does a coach do versus someone who just educates, someone who just recommends, someone who prescribes? What does a coach do, and how do they fill that gap? So from your perspective, what is a nutrition, a health and wellness coach, the stuff that you do with clients, and how does that fill a gap in the medical model as well as what people need to really make progress on their goals?
You know, I have a lot of clients that come in and, you know, say to me, well, my doctor told me I need to diet, I need to exercise, I need to lose more weight. But a lot of them don't tell their patients why, how, because a couple of reasons, and this isn't to knock the medical community, but there's not a whole lot of training that goes into the nutrition perspective from their education. So they're limited in terms of what they can tell them from a scientific perspective, and then they really don't know how to tell them to go about it. And that's where the nutrition coaches come in. One thing that I do have to say about the Health Coach Institute, they were very adamant about understanding people's behaviors and creating what I always define as a deeper why statement. So somebody may need to lose weight, somebody may need to have better A1C numbers and all that, but to really be able to help them change their habits, and understanding the habit life cycle, pre-contemplation, contemplation, how all of that fits into the decisions that they're making on their behalf. They can be coached, they can be held accountable. And one thing that we don't do is we don't work out of our scope. So we don't prescribe meal plans. We don't do any of that. Now we can coach them from a perspective on what are some better things to eat, what are some healthier alternatives, understanding micronutrients, macronutrients, and how all that affects how the body moves, lives, and is nourished.
Yeah, I minored in psychology in college, and I've always been kind of in tune with that side of what we do, and it's a bigger piece than I initially realized. I thought, I could be a personal trainer, I can kind of help relate to people through, psychology. But really, we're talking about lifestyle change. We're talking about making habit changes, and that's a lot more than just knowing what to do. And from my perspective, that's been the key change. And Aaron, talk a little bit about that with the people you work with, and just, what is a coach's role in habit change, lifestyle improvements versus just saying, here's the meal plan you need.
Right. So just like Bill said, if you don't have a why to why you want to change what you're currently doing in your life, you're not really going to have profound results or the investment and time that you need. And oftentimes that comes to like, what is the end reward? What is the end result? And is that lowering some numbers? Is that just feeling better? Is that having more energy to do the things that you love and enjoy? So from our standpoint, I see often it's what we're helping and supporting them in is preventative. It is not reactive. We're trying to help give them solutions so that they can just have a better life, have more longevity. And that really comes back to having them have some ownership in it too. And if they can't be in tune to why they're doing it and understand that this is a lifestyle change, this isn't just something that you're going to take for a couple weeks and then everything magically is going to be better, that it's going to just need to be something they're invested in. And then as a coach, I'm there as a support system to be that person that's objective and can kind of point out and say those difficult things to them to help them be more accountable and make them recognize that, yeah, you might have a setback, but you can always move forward. And as long as you don't focus on the setback, you're going to be more successful in where you want to end up.
Yeah. That's perfect. And it's one of the things, I think I got it from my health and wellness coaching certification, but I've kind of used it. I've tied it into what our mission here is at the Med Gym is not just to give people the plan, but to walk alongside them on their path to the goal. And that's really, from my perspective, a coach can do that more than any other professional out there because you're meeting with them each week or each month. You're holding them accountable. You're able to say, yeah, something challenging came up in your life because you're in tune with what's going on week in and week out in their life versus just saying, here's the right things, and then when they come back, why didn't you do what I told you to do? That's not how life works. So I think that's a huge thing. So yeah, and we've seen it with the people that come to us after they've seen maybe a nutritionist, a registered dietitian, and they've gotten some recommendations, but then it's what is that gap that we need to fill to help them actually implement.